that she misled the American people over and over and over again while under federal investigation.
I have a lot of experience dealing with men who get off the reservation and the way they behave and how they speak.
And I would caution any of us in this country to talk about anybody being off the reservation. Let us not forget that the colonists of this country stole the land from our Native American brothers and sisters.
The kinds of kids that are called super predators, no conscience, no empathy.
To call your own citizens super predators is pretty harsh. It's just like the term thug or hoodlum.
It's from Mahatma Gandhi. He ran a gas station down in St. Louis for a couple of years.
Hillary Clinton was speaking and she threw in a joke about Gandhi and the stereotype of Indians working in gas stations. Well, she was under a lot of fire for her poor taste, so Senator Clinton had to apologize.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
Who is the real Hillary Clinton? The former Secretary of State has long touted her history as a champion of women's rights.
Over the past 25 years, I have worked persistently on issues relating to women, children, and families. It is a violation of human rights when individual women are raped in their own communities. It is a violation of human rights when a leading cause of death worldwide among women ages 14 to 44 is the violence they are subjected to in their own homes by their own relatives.
But newly unearthed audio tapes throw that claim into question. They're of Clinton in the 1980s discussing a case she took on as a young lawyer in Arkansas, the one in which she represented a man accused of raping a 12-year-old girl. Here's Hillary in her own words, laughing about how she helped get this convicted child rapist a reduced sentence.
The case where I represented that guy, it was a fascinating case. It was really an interesting case. This guy was accused of raping a 12-year-old. Of course, he claimed that he didn't. All this stuff. He took a lie detector test. I had to polygraph, which he passed, which forever destroyed my polygraphs.
How did it turn out?
Oh, he plea bargained. We got him off. It was time served in the county jail. He'd been in the county jail about 2 months.
The 12-year-old victim is now 52, and she claims Clinton went to great lengths to discredit her and, quote, took her through hell. Dana is a former prosecutor handling rape cases, child abuse, sexual assault cases. These are some of the most egregious and violent crimes that can be committed against women and children. Hillary Clinton made a choice. She was not a public defender. She took this on as private counsel and elected to represent a man and get a reduced sentence for someone who raped a child. How does this sit well with the message she's trying to communicate that she's for women and this is something she's passionate about?
Well, I think that most women that support her are inclined to do so ferociously, and they are very loyal to her, and they will find some sort of way to rationalize this in their minds. They might say, well, she was just being a good lawyer. I don't know what they'll be able to say about it. One of the reasons this is happening is that Hillary Clinton is trying to have it both ways for almost too long. This actually has been known for some time, but it had been repressed by other news organizations. The Washington Free Beacon's Alana Goodwin finds the tape, she does the reporting, she puts it out there, and then what happens yesterday? The University of Arkansas bans the Washington Free Beacon from coming back because they forgot to fill out a certain form that they needed to fill out.
Yeah, so I hope that women are going to be smarter and intelligent and say, listen, this is inconsistent with what she's been telling us. Who should I believe? Which is the real Hillary Clinton? The one back then taking cases on, voluntarily choosing to represent a child rapist? That's a big choice. You're pro-choice, Hillary? That was a choice she made. This is my problem with it.
It's worse.
It's just such an egregious crime.
This actually gets even worse. If this is true, according to Smoking Gun, according to Daily Beast, Hillary Clinton.
There's some sources for you.
Daily Beast, you don't like that one?
Don't like it. Yeah,
Okay. Anyway, Hillary Clinton says she knew the guy was guilty, yet she still defended him and got him off, quote, got him off with time served, ha, ha, ha. Now, why does that matter? Because you look at Hillary Clinton, if she wants to run in 2016, do you want someone who feasibly could be sitting in the Oval Office making decisions, who could laugh about getting off someone she knew was guilty on some sort of legal technicality? That's not the kind of leadership I want. That's not the kind of character I would want my president to have.
Yeah, well, it's a moral choices issue. It's an ethical issue. It's one of integrity. And it really goes to the core of whether or not you are someone that believes passionately in women's rights and the right of women to be free from violence and evil like this. Look, I was a prosecutor. We made no money as a prosecutor. I could have gone and been a defense attorney and made a lot of money representing people like that. I made a choice because that wasn't something that sat well with me. I chose to be on the side to represent and protect victims of violent crime, the people that are most vulnerable, Jesse, women and children.
That's right. And I don't have too much of a problem with her getting this guy off on a technicality. That's what lawyers are paid to do. What I have a problem with her doing is lying about this victim and then laughing about it. This is a 12-year-old girl who was raped brutally, was put in a coma. She was a virgin, okay? She was told she could never have children again. And what did Hillary Clinton do to this person when she said, this girl seeks out older men? She said, that's just a lie. She said, this person is mentally unstable. Also a lie. She said that this girl had made up rape claims before against people. That was a lie, okay? Hillary has a problem with unethical behavior and lying. We know this about her. Remember, she was terminated from the House Judiciary Committee investigating Watergate for unethical behavior. She lied about coming under fire in Bosnia by the snipers. And then she's spinning this tale about this video in Benghazi. She's got a real problem with telling the truth. I think this is going to be very damaging.
This should be a value issue that voters can decide on if this is the type of person with the core values that they share or not when making a decision about who you want to be your representative for the country. As Jesse said, with Hillary's values of win at all costs, right, and a callousness toward the sanctity of human life. What difference does it make when Americans died in Benghazi because of administration's shortcomings and security shortfalls?
She stood in front of 4 draped caskets at Andrews Air Force Base and blamed the video, knowing very well that whole Benghazi situation was not a protest.
This has been a little scrutinized. What did you just say, Porter?
Okay, Bob. Bob, let's focus on this, the issue at hand here, because the whole platform that has been very strongly put forward by the Democratic Party and the left is, oh, the war on women, that the Republicans are committing a war on women. Is she the right choice? Is this a person with the right values? Is this a person that's 26 years of age? She was not a child, but she did traumatize a child. To this day, the woman is upset about the way she was treated, victimized by Hillary Clinton. And she might not have been mentally unstable at the time, but you can bet being put on the stand like that and being forced to read these things about yourself, that somehow you are to blame, you are deserving of a rape, you are deserving of crimes of violence committed against you, is so far afield, so offensive.
She has problems.
The interview is from somewhere between 1983 and 1987, so she wasn't 26 when she did the interview.
Correct.
And I think that her recollection of it is something, I guess, that is worth pointing out as well. I also don't think she has been the most scrutinized. Well, I think it's obvious. This has been out there, but the media protects her. If you read the Washington Free Beacon's Matthew Continetti today, with Glenn Thrush, now of Politico, when he was at the New York Daily News, was going to put this forward, and the editors, he said, buried it because they didn't want to hurt the cause. And it actually ends up hurting the Democrats in the long run when the media continues to try to protect them. The difference between this and the Mitt Romney story that I mentioned about on the front page of the Washington Post about him being a bully in high school, right, is very different from trying a case when you're 26 and then talking about it 10 years later.
Absolutely right. The time reference there that you made, Dana, is significant.
And let's look at Hillary's history with women. I mean, I know she's done a lot, Bob, but I mean, think about what she's done as well. I mean, we've had her leading the charge to smear Monica Lewinsky as this desperate, reckless slut. Do you remember that? Or how about when Juanita Broderick accused her husband of rape? Juanita allegedly came up and said, well, Hillary came up to me and confronted me and tried to threaten me to keep quiet. And also, remember in '93 when she was, the first lady running for president, she said, oh, well, I could have, stayed home and cooked cookies and drank tea in the kitchen, but I decided to pursue a profession.
Is that your best case right there?
Is that my best case?
Is that just what you
said? These are examples of her declaring war on women when it's politically
convenient. A war
convenient.
on somebody who was having an affair with her husband, which I grant you, she was ambitious and it hurt, and it was going to hurt her, and she didn't want to see him get hurt.
She stood by her husband while he was sexually harassing people all over the country. I don't know if that's the paradigm of being a feminist icon.
I still find it amazing she was willing to do that, but that's not for me to judge. The question of whether you're balancing her work with women against 3 or 4 instances you're talking about and coming down on the side that she's not a good representative of women is crazy.
I don't think that these are 3 or 4 instances. This is, like we said, a summation of her body of work.
Where she's
sided with people that have victimized women instead of siding with victims.
Bob, if you're going to run on a campaign platform saying the other side's got a war against women, I'm the one. I'm your wartime consigliere on behalf of women to do what's best and fight for them, fight for women and children, then you bet you're going to get this kind of scrutiny, and it is relevant, and it's especially relevant that she brings it up 10 years later and her attitude about it.
It's what's wrong with politics today. Hillary Clinton will say anything to get elected. Now she's making false attacks on Barack Obama. The Washington Post says Clinton isn't telling the truth. She championed NAFTA, even though it has cost South Carolina thousands of jobs. And worst of all, it was Hillary Clinton who voted for George Bush's war in Iraq. Hillary Clinton, she'll say anything and change nothing. It's time to turn the page. Paid for by Obama for America.
I'm Barack Obama, candidate for president, and I approve this message.